No, it was a great day. This was something we started at the beginning of the week that we really needed, and we needed to, I'd say, rectify. I mean, what happened last year. It was one of those things that it stung, and so this entire week was just a little bit of a different edge to what we needed to be able to do, and it was good. It was good for us because we needed to keep pushing. When you start to hear some decent things. When you start to see them too, there's a chance that you can become a little bit complacent. And being here for a year and a half, we haven't been able to say that word once. But I do worry as things grow because this league is incredibly challenging. There's an incredible mountain ahead of us that we know we've got to continue to climb. And the most important thing for us is to continue to get better. And I feel like that's the case right now with this group. Obviously, there's a lot of things we got to do better. There's a lot of things we got to continue to grow with, the ability to play the complete game and finish some things. But you see it in all three phases. You see this complementary ball. You see this opportunistic team that happens when you have poise and when you have some confidence. And I think that's probably the biggest thing from today is our ability to have poise, have confidence, but really take advantage of the opportunities. And when you're on the road, you have to take advantage of every opportunity that's presented to you. I'm just talking about right there before the end of the half, the opportunity to kind of flip the switch there and really generate and add some momentum, even as you get the ball coming out the second half. But this team, we're getting better. We know where we need to go. We know we're not there, but there's definitely a spirit and how they're doing it.
No legs here, so Nick, go ahead.
Luke, just one touchdown allowed in the last 3 weeks combined. Just what is really standing out about the level play of that unit, and how is it indicative of the complementary?
I give the players, give the coaches a lot of credit. They're doing a really good job at mixing things up. They're doing a really good job at playing to the strengths of the guys that we got. And if you really look at it, I think there's probably 23, 24, 25 guys that are playing some version of significant amount of reps. I mean, what's significant when you don't play as many reps, when games are a little bit short, I don't know the numbers, but there's a significant number of guys that are playing. I think that's when we see that, you get to the second half, you got the ability to kind of do what we did in the second half, still be really fresh. And I think those body blows take a toll. And our guys, as we got to the second half, were really, really fresh. And so I think there's a combination of all those things. The coaches are doing a great job. The players are doing a great job. But the development is really where we're starting to grow. And I think it's given us an opportunity. Sometimes you'd say you just roll up front. But we roll up front. We roll at linebacker. We roll in the secondary. Maybe not as much at the safety position, but even a little bit there as well. And it's paying off for us.
Jesse,
Luke, you've referenced having a mountain to climb a few times over the last, several weeks. Is this stretch starting, just coming in kind of what you mean by that? You've had some time?
There's a lot of stretches that we had to, try to climb and grow in. And yeah, this is another stretch. It's not like we segmented the season. We just knew that this was going to be a battle. We knew that there was a lot of things that we had to be able to do in order for us to, kind of truly believe in the things that we talk about, playing your best ball at the end of the year. There's a lot of things that got to fall into place, and they don't just fall into place. They got to, you got to put them into place, and give the guys a lot of credit. They're doing a good job of it. We've gotten dinged up, we've beat up a little bit at times, but guys are still continuing to compete, get better each and every single day. I mean, you would see our Tuesday and Wednesday practice. Sometimes people would say, "Hey, you got to back off." And our guys are taking pride in recognizing that we got to practice, we got to roll, we got to pound even on a Tuesday and Wednesday so that we can perform on a Saturday.
Coach, you spoke to not getting complacent. Can you speak to just the difficulty and the resolve to continue to get better as a team throughout the season when you lose one or two early on the way?
Yeah, it is. It is. It challenges your maturity. It challenges your culture. It challenges your leadership. And that's what has happened to us. Even in the first couple of weeks, we weren't maybe executing, we weren't performing to the way that we envisioned, whether it was us inside or people outside. And you would usually go one way or the other, right? Either that, kind of brings guys together or it pushes guys apart. And when you've got really good leadership, when you've got maturity, you can continue to get better. And I think that's right now where we are with that locker room. There's some maturity. There's some guys that can take incredible pride in, what it is that they've done in being a part of this program and the history of this program. and they're setting the example, and it's given us an opportunity to be where we are right now. I'm not saying that we're anywhere. There's no reason to be complacent, but we're in a position where we can continue to climb this mountain and see where we can go.
Mark, right for you.
You talk about, you get often asked about the fourth downs you take. Today you didn't take one at the end of the first half. There was a 4th-and-1 situation led right before Pius got the forced fumble. Was that a situation where you're thinking you just trusting your defense at that point, or?
Yeah, I think the energy and the momentum of the game. I mean, there's the analytics are a big part of it, but there's a gut feel in a lot of the things that you do as well. And that was one of those situations where, hey, it'd been a hard-fought, tough first half, and didn't want to switch and generate any momentum in another direction, and made a decision that it probably wasn't the time for us to try to, see if we can get the first down. Not that it has any reflection on what we believe or what we think we can get done. It just was they entered the momentum of the game, where we were in the game, and it has something to do with how the defense is playing as well.
Colton.
Luke, a few weeks ago, you said you wanted to see your team respond better when bad things happen, particularly in games. Did you see some examples of that today?
Yeah, I mean, the turnovers offensively and the ability for the defense to step up, didn't bat an eye. Just the poise. Obviously, they had a drive there. I think they went 50-some yards in like 13 plays after the turnover, but the defense did a really good job in the red zone at keeping them out. The quarterback scramble for 25 yards or 20 yards or something on a 3rd and 12, which is one of those daggers in the heart. But again, they responded, that they didn't panic. They got them to the ground and gave them an opportunity to continue to play. And that is what we're seeing. I think that's probably another one of those things you'd point at. There's a difference in the game, our ability to handle some of those situational stuff, the poise that those guys have had. And that's not something, as all of you guys that have been, that's not something we saw in the first, I would say we didn't see it in the first few weeks that we had it, but like the ability to respond and then kind of play together has grown a lot.
Mark, go ahead.
Special teams, a couple you had blocked field goal, and it looked like, even though Jarvis wasn't credited for a block on that punt, it looked like he got a piece of it early on.
There's a block punt. They didn't credit it. They should. They need to, because there's a block punt, there's a block field goal. Obviously, things that we want to be a difference in ball games. I mean, you go on the road in this league, and if you can't play dominant special teams, you're in trouble. That kind of ties everything together. We did some good jobs. We didn't have dominant, though, because we got a field goal blocked ourselves, and we gave up some punt return yards. That is something that we really, truly pride ourselves in. So there's some big plays there that I think that helped us kind of generate some momentum and energy and things like that. But there's some things we left out there as well. And that's one of those things as we go back here, this mountain that we got to continue to climb, we got to shore some of that stuff up.
One more, Colton.
Luke, Will wasn't able to finish the last couple of games, but was able to today and had a lot of family, it seemed like, here. Did you sense a little extra juice from him this week?
Obviously Will's a competitor, and I know he's kind of had to go out the last couple of weeks with the knee and then the head last week, the neck last week. There wasn't much of a doubt that he wasn't going to play. And I think that's just the competitive spirit that he has. We were smart trying to, be smart during the week, but, you could tell. You can usually tell early in the week, not that I always tell you guys, but who the guys are that have a want to, right? I mean, there's the guys that have I'll see if I'm okay to. And Will's a guy that has a want to. And there's not usually a doubt that if there's any chance he's going to play, he's going to play. And, obviously to be home, to be in his city, and to be around a lot of family, that put a little bit more edge to it. But I don't think there was much of any doubt that Will Pauling was going to play.